right, welcome back. We have a short show for you today, so we're going to get right to our first guest. Mike McClintock is here. Thanks so much for not dumping out on us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, is your business, which you work for the Boone County Extension Service, are you quite busy this time of year, or is it slowing down?
No, in the years past, it's kind of slowed down in the fall, but I think this is the busiest fall that we've had in the 4 years I've worked here in Boone County.
Now, why is that?
I'm not real sure. I think more and more people are becoming aware of what we do, and you know, with our 4-H Extension Center that's going in, and then we had the Master Gardener State Convention, and I've brought a lot of programs the past year. Nita has, Trudy has, and I think it's just public awareness.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah. Do you find more people are doing their own growing?
Absolutely.
In this time of like recession and that kind of thing, do they do a lot more of that? Do they?
Absolutely. It's gotten to the point that I'm even going to have a gardening 101 class. We're going to have one at the end of March, and Trudy and Nita and myself, and we're going to bring the basics of gardening. You know, a lot of folks our age that are not very far removed from the farm, we tend to sometimes take that for granted, that gardening is not that hard, but we have so many newcomers to gardening and so many younger people that were never exposed to that, the basics are a little foreign to them. And we have a huge group of people, and it's growing exponentially in the county, that are after the fresh vegetable market.
You bet.
Yeah.
And you know, there's a lot of health benefits to eating fresh from the garden. Anita's going to cover some of that. We're going to even talk about, I'll talk about growing it, and then they're going to talk about picking it and what you're going to do with it in the kitchen. And a lot of that consumer science used to be the old farm home demonstration agent when we were kids, you know.
Right.
That's what they used to do, go to people's homes and show them healthy ways to preserve the food. They've kind of made full circle now.
I'm kind of glad. I'm real glad to see that, actually.
Yeah, that'd be good.
We're probably going to have to limit the number. May have to do 2 different classes.
I bet you'll have full classes. I think people are
But
interested.
you'll have
in
more information coming out on
Oh
that.
yes, yeah, that's
later. And you need to come back and talk to us, because I
That'd
need
be
to
fine.
sign up.
Yeah,
Be glad.
Yeah, we need to get Nita in here too. I haven't seen her for quite a while.
Yeah. Well, she's been pretty busy with our extension center and trying to. We're real close to starting our offices, and she's trying to tie up a few loose ends, and hopefully soon we'll be able to put it out on bids, and maybe, hopefully, cross your fingers, start construction.
Are you here to talk about something specific, or?
Oh, just a few programs.
Okay.
We have, of course, there's a few things for agriculture I wanted to mention. Pesticide applicator training is December 6th at 5:30. Pesticides is a word that gets a lot of negative connotation with it anymore in popular magazines and whatnot. And this is a class that teaches farmers how to use restricted use pesticides. Pesticides include insecticides, fungicides, and herbicides. You know, pesticide is just a word to, we talk about killing pests in our environment. Modern agriculture practices, we could not produce the amount of food that we produce in this country without the use of chemicals, because it would be astronomically high to produce.
Right.
When used properly, they're very safe. It's when some people are not instructed in their use that they become dangerous.
Overuse.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And even underuse is not a good thing, because you can develop resistance. But that's what this class is for farmers, and that'll be December 6th at 5:30 at the fairgrounds. I have a row crop meeting coming up December 13th. Last year we had the first row cropping in Boone County since the 1950s. And
Now, explain what that is.
raising corn commercially, and of course we're all aware of what food is done in the supermarket. Well, most livestock producers use corn and some type of grain in their winter diets, you know, when they're raising livestock. Well, the cost of trucking and the cost of grain coming off the grain farms has become so high that it trickles down to our county, which is a very large beef cattle producing county in the state. And so these guys have gone back to areas in our county, and there's a lot of areas in our county that were cropped. And
Specifically for feed?
For feed,
Okay.
yes. And so they can take out a lot of the transportation costs and a lot of the middlemen and raise it on their own farms and ranches. Last year we had almost 1,000 acres of corn went in.
Wow.
Of course, they had the drought, and a lot of the guys just kind of decided in January and February that they wanted to put it in. Not real familiar with a lot of modern production practices, so this year we've put together this program that will help guide them on what they need to do for next spring. And it's going to be December 13th, and it's going to be at the Durand Center, and it's on a limited participation basis because they have a limited number of seats. So, and we'll give them a meal. They need to call us at the office. Okay. Yeah, it's 741-6168, and sign up for that. Then we have Master Gardener training coming, and I guess you know about our state convention last summer.
It was a huge success.
Right, huge success. We even had some figures of what people spent in the county that I'd like to share with you. Besides the registration fees and the hotel fees, motel fees, and everything that we had accounted for earlier, they also, we surveyed them at the end of the conference and asked them to put down a rough value of what they spent in the county on the 3 days they were here. In those 3 days, it came to $75,000.
Wow.
Really? Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it is.
It is amazing.
And so we were real proud of that.
You bet.
But anyway, so we're having a new Master Gardener training. Going to start February the 10th.
Okay.
The class will run 3 weeks, 2 nights a week, about 4 hours a night. It's instruction in all different phases. It's very basic gardening, and then they kind of learn as they go.
But when they take this class, what do they gain at the end?
Then they're allowed to become a member of Master Gardeners. They get a notebook that has all this information, and it gives you a snapshot view of growing different ornamentals, landscaping, soil testing, house plants, all those different kind of things. And it costs $50 to cover all the materials. And then at the end of that, then they become a Master Gardener, and then they have to put in 40 hours of service the first year. After that, it's down to 20 hours.
Okay.
But we're always looking for new Master Gardeners. The biggest part of our group tends to be retired people that have time and they want to serve the community. And so we lose some every year, and then we're always looking for new ones to gain every year.
Okay.
And the last day to sign up will be January 13th, and they also need to contact us at the office.
Okay.
And all this information can be found at the Extension office?
Yes.
And they can call you that number again. I think it was on the screen. What was it?
741-6168.
6168.
And we also have a new Facebook site. So some of
good.
this stuff is going to be on there.
Okay.
So anybody that wants to friend us, then they'll be aware of all of our programs electronically.
Boone County Extension? Or
Yes.
What? Okay.
It's boone-uaex.edu.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Oh, good.
that they can find it. Yeah.
I'm glad to see you utilizing
Yeah.
social media.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm interested in the gardening thing. So
Yes.
we'll find out all about that next year.
I'm also going to have one for irrigation. So yeah, I'd like to come back in the spring
Okay,
and talk
sure.
Please
about.
do.
Yeah, come back.
Sure
Mike,
will.
thanks so much. Have a happy holiday.
You too.
If we don't see you before then, have a great one.
Okay.
And we'll see you again
Same
next
to
year.
you.
Thank you.
All right.
Up next, we have Amy Artman talking about the great things happening at the Boone County Library. Stick around.